Hi, I'm Amjad, or if you take the mad out of it, you just get AJ. So what do? I'm a hypnotherapist and I'm a pharmacist. And today, I'd like to talk to you about hypnotherapy, why hypnosis is very effective, and why I absolutely love it as a method amongst the many methods that are available for therapy out there. First of all, let me tell you something that you may not be aware of. Did you know that we all experience hypnosis on a daily basis? It's a very natural state. When you drive your car somewhere and you find yourself arriving, not having paid any attention to the road, or you've been so distracted, who's driving the car? That was your subconscious mind. The next time that you have a shower, pay attention to how naturally you start off with one side of your body and then you go to the other. And you do it without even thinking. But if you really want to make it uncomfortable, try starting with the opposite arm. Or even better, the next time that you brush your teeth, try grabbing your toothbrush with the opposite hand and standing on one leg. And all of a sudden, it becomes a conscious behavior and it feels really unnatural. But if you do it long enough and you do it for sustainable enough, it becomes part of your subconscious and it takes over. And that's how we retrain the subconscious mind. And that's what hypnotherapy does. Hypnotherapy really helps you cut down to the root cause of what is causing you unpleasant feelings or why you revert back to certain behaviors over and over again, despite you using willpower or affirmations. Let me explain why. Our mind is simply made up of two parts. Now, don't worry, it doesn't mean that you have two personalities. It just simply means that 10% of our life we live on a conscious level, which means that right now, if I feel like having a cup of coffee, I can simply get up, consciously turn on the kettle and make a cup of coffee. However, when I'm driving in the car, I sometimes get distracted by thinking about everyday things just like everybody else does, or I may be on a phone call using my headset, of course, but I will find myself arriving at my destination. Now, who's driving the car? It's my subconscious mind, simply because it has learned through repetition that I drive this way and this is the road that I take. And so we do this every single day. So when we go into hypnosis, how does it feel? You feel very relaxed. It feels very natural. In fact, most of my clients are surprised to feel that they didn't lose consciousness, that they were fully aware, and they know exactly what's going on. And here's the thing, no one can make you say or do anything under hypnosis that you don't want to. You are in full control at all times, and you can snap out of it anytime you choose. And you know those people that you see that act like chickens on stage because a stage hypnotist, so-called, puts them in hypnosis? Well, they only act like a chicken because they want to, because they love to put on a show and make people laugh. But if they didn't want to act like a chicken, no one can force them to. Because think about this, if you could hypnotize somebody and make them do or say things without their free will, it would be the most powerful tool in the world and everybody would be using it. So let me tell you about the 90% of our mind. That is the subconscious part of our mind. Now that is like a recorder that has been on from when you're in the womb up until now. And believe me when I say from the womb, because our hearing is the very first thing that develops. And I have had clients during a session say, I'm in the womb, I can hear mum and dad arguing and saying, we don't want this baby. Now, how does it work? It actually, your subconscious mind doesn't switch off. It's on 24/7. And when we're dreaming sometimes, it's because the conscious part of our mind, that critical part that's always filtering and always trying to tell us how we should behave, is simply not there. It is asleep. And so the subconscious can run wild. So what we do during hypnosis is we say to the conscious part, you go down the road and have a cup of coffee and let me have a conversation with the subconscious mind that already has all the answers. Now, what does your subconscious mind do very, very well? Well, first of all, it never, ever, ever goes against you. It does exactly what it thinks you want it to do. So If you've experienced something unpleasant at any time in your life, it remembers that feeling. And it will say, I need to make sure AJ does not experience that feeling ever again. So if I go to do anything and my subconscious mind thinks that I'm about to experience that uncomfortable feeling, it will cause me to behave in a way that sabotages that behavior. And so I'm left going, why did I behave this way? Why is my willpower not enough to stop me from doing something? Even though consciously I've said, I don't want to do this. And did you know that most addictions, for example, are caused by a feeling of not feeling good enough? Did you know that that is the most common and universal feeling that we all have? Even the most successful people so-called out there still don't believe they're good enough. So what do we do during my sessions? I put you into hypnosis, which you feel very relaxed. And then what I do is I ask your subconscious mind some very specific questions. And I do what they call regression therapy. Regression just simply means I take you back and I ask your subconscious mind a specific question, all to do with that behavior or feeling that you really would like to get rid of in your life. And what does your subconscious mind do? It'll bring up a scene. You'll see yourself at a certain place, at a certain age and time. Now, the thing that we are most interested in the scenes is how are you feeling? Because whatever you felt in that moment is what your subconscious mind held on to, and it is what it will remember. Now, here's the thing about your subconscious mind. It doesn't have a sense of humor and it doesn't have a sense of age. And so therefore, if you experience something and you were only 7 years old, it still thinks you were that 7-year-old child that doesn't want to experience that feeling. How do I know? Because my very first hypnotherapy session and RTT session, which is the method that I practice, or rapid transformational therapy, took me back to 3 scenes. And one of them was my 5-year-old self. And I was amazed to see that my 5-year-old self was dictating my behavior as a grown man in certain situations. But see, here's the beauty of it. Once you become aware of it, you can realize that as an adult, you don't actually believe that anymore. But once you have awareness, it's very easy to then give you new beliefs and new suggestions. And we do that by giving you a personalized self-hypnosis recording that you listen to for 28 days after your session. That is all part of the RTT method. So just to recap, RTT takes you through hypnosis, regression, then we actually fix and let go of the issue and we become aware of it. And then you listen to the recording for 28 days to make sure that those new beliefs and habits that you want to become part of your life become permanent, and they become so automatic that your subconscious mind does them without even thinking, just like driving the car or brushing your teeth. Now, what are the 3 things that most people suffer from? The most common things. If you want to take all the issues that people have, they fit into one of 3 things. The first belief is, I'm not good enough. This is something that we all suffer from on a universal level. And that's the first thing that I address. The second one is, I'm different, I don't belong, and I'm easily rejected. That is a big one. I mean, think about it when you're in high school or a kid. The last thing any kid wants to be is to be different and to be rejected. The third thing is that I know that I want more, I deserve more, but what I really, really want is not available to me. It's available to other people, but it's not available to me. Now, those 3 beliefs are the most common beliefs, and every other belief that you have can fit into it. If you have an addiction, if you have anxiety about returning to work, if you have any fear about doing something or feel that you will be rejected, you feel not good enough, you're not capable, you can actually see how they all play out. One of the most common ones is that people really want to have love, but they believe that love is not available to them. Or that they don't believe that they're lovable, which means that they're easily rejected. Or they don't believe that they'll get the job because they're not qualified, or they're too young, they're too old, or for whatever reason, which again comes down to, I'm not good enough. So do you see how once you realize that, it's very, very easy to correct that? And that's what I do using RTT or Rapid Transformational Therapy. I would welcome you, if you'd like to know more, to book a free 15-minute discovery call with me on my website. You can find all the details on my booking page at my domain rapidhypnotherapy.com.au. Again, that's rapidhypnotherapy.com.au. Or you can reach me directly by giving me a call on 0400 016 804. That's 0400 016 804. Or feel free to message me. I'm always happy to talk to people and explain to them exactly how does hypnotherapy work, how did it change my life for the better, and why is it that I believe it's one of the most effective and fastest ways to overcome many of the difficulties that we want. I would also encourage you to seek out any form of therapy that actually appeals to you, because I think that any therapy is better than no therapy. We've all had things happen to us in life, and we all have these little files that are waiting for someone to just open them by triggering us, and then we find ourselves exploding into behaviors or patterns that we're not aware of. Now, here's a key for you. Whatever triggers you is whatever you need to work on. And I've found that when something bothers me or triggers me or makes me behave in a way that it's very unusual, that is the very thing that I need to go in and understand, where does this belief come from? Now, I began my journey many, many years ago because I had a lot of anger and resentment towards my father, who absolutely did his best. And RTT was the only therapy that actually allowed me to understand that I had a 5-year-old's behavior dictating my behavior today. And once I was able to change that, my whole relationship with my dad changed. Now today, he's 87 years old and we're best friends, and I'm able to be there for him. And the best part of it all, he didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to say anything, but I changed the way it all meant to me. And I understood that the man that I am today does not believe what my 5-year-old mind believed. So again, I'd love to invite you to book a free discovery call with me at rapidhypnotherapy.com.au. That's RAPID hypnotherapy.com.au. Or you can text me or call me at 0400 016 804 and just have a free chat to find out all about why hypnotherapy and RTT can make a difference in your life, as it has for many of my clients and continues to do so for me on a daily basis. Have a wonderful day and take care of your mind, because really it's your inner world that makes everything else on the outside possible. And if you just go to work on your inner world and understand what your triggers and beliefs are, you can actually fix and heal everything. And the thing is, no one does the healing for you. All a therapist does is they simply act like a lighthouse. They shine the way, but it's up to you, and you always have free will to take the advice or not to take the advice. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.